Andy Reid here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing good, Rich. How about yourself?
I am doing great. So the time is ours right now, right? Between you and I?
Time's yours. That's right.
Okay.
Man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's talk about your team before your burgeoning rap career that you probably don't want any part of.
Yes.
So what is going on day before your first preseason game? What are you trying to accomplish now in your umpteenth season as a head coach going into a preseason game number one?
Yeah, well, the primary thing is that you get rust knocked off the veteran players and kind of get them back to game speed. And then on the other side of it, you get the young players some experience so that when it comes to cut day, that you're keeping the right guys and that you think are best for your team and you have enough tape to evaluate them on. And
so now Jamal Charles, how's he looking as it currently stands, Coach?
You know, he's doing a good job. He's rehabbing his leg and he's making progress and we'll just see, you know, how long it takes till he gets back. The one thing we know is Jamal can play, and we don't have any question about that part of it. So he doesn't need a ton of reps here. The primary thing is that he gets himself back healthy, and then we'll take it from there.
Do you think it could be a week one return possibly for him?
I don't know that. I don't know that. We're just taking it day by day. I could tell you, though, he looks good doing the things that he's been doing. So he can't work with any of the coaches right now. He's got to do everything with the trainers and strength staff. So that's where most of his time spent. And then he goes to meetings with us. But other than that, we don't get to coach him right now. But he's making progress with those guys, and he looks like he's doing very well.
And what about Justin Houston? When do you think you might be able to get him back on the field?
Yeah, Justin's going to take a little bit longer than what Jamal will be, only because it happened at different times there. So, we're hoping we get him back this season. I mean, we're all optimistic that he's going to be back, but he's a little bit further away.
Andy Reid joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And Eric Berry, what can you tell me about the relationship between him and the team and you and he right now, Coach?
Yeah, so, I mean, he's going through it. Players go through and with contract negotiations and such, and it's kind of been put on hold now and just by the league rules. And so you see this throughout the league where players they end up holding out. And we love Eric Berry. I mean, he's a tremendous football player. We weren't able to get anything done with him here immediately, and so he'll have to make a decision here in the next little bit, just exactly what direction he's going to want to go on that. But he's a great player, and he's a great person. And so as far as him and the team go, they love him. And the players love him, the coaches love him, and he's got an infectious personality, and he's dirty tough. So we look forward to getting him back in whenever that time is. I'm out of that business now, Rich. I'm just coaching. I'm not doing any of the personnel stuff. So I'm just sitting back and seeing exactly what takes place with it.
Why did you sign Nick Foles? What role do you see him playing for these Chiefs?
Yeah, so I've got this good group of young quarterbacks. They don't have any playtime experience in games, so I thought Nick was a nice security blanket there. I know him and drafted him, and he'll come in and he'll give us a little experience at that position, and that's all. I mean, that's and he's a good guy and a good fit for our quarterback room.
Andy Reid joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And just the general sense is, okay, you've been there for a couple of years now. The offense has been put into place. You've got Alex Smith as a guy who clearly has been in your playbook long enough. Peyton Manning's no longer there, sitting atop the AFC West with Denver, and that the time is yours right now, Coach. How would you take that assessment of your Chiefs' 2016 outlook?
Well, if I can look as good in the AFC West as you were looking at the Hall of Fame yellow jacket thing where you were sitting right on top there, that's my goal. I want to try to get at that same level you were at there.
Okay. So, that's pretty high up there. Coach.
That was I up there. You were looking good.
Thank you.
You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that. See, now you're avoiding answering the question by flattering me, which is a veteran maneuver of an NFL head coach.
No, listen. I like the football team. We've got to keep working and going through the process there, and that's what we're doing right now. So we're grinding it out and making sure that we get ourselves in good football shape and ready to play a healthy schedule this year, and we look forward to it, man. We look forward to the challenge of doing all this.
Well, in a couple minutes that I do have left with you, let's talk about that Hall of Fame weekend where you did come up that Thursday night for the jacket ceremony to see Favre. What was your favorite Favre moment for you, part of the Holmgren staff, where Holmgren did admit to me on NFL Network Live with Mooch sitting there that he did beat you and Gruden and Mooch up to try and sometimes discipline Favre through you guys, Coach?
Yeah, no, he took a couple chunks out of our tail. I'll tell you, but it was all worth it. I love both guys. I came out of it loving both guys still, so that's a good thing. Coaching Brett was a treat. The great quarterbacks, that you can kind of find out how great they are by how many head coaches they put around the league, and I'm fortunate to be one of those guys that had an opportunity to work with him, and through his genius as a player, I was able to have an opportunity of being a head coach. And if we get Mike Holmgren in the Hall of Fame,
yeah,
we'll have the Godhead sitting there of the Green Bay Packers, and that's something special. I believe he needs to be there, just like Ron Wolf and Brett Favre were there, because all three of them were a perfect storm right there that created beautiful football, and all three are so well deserving.
I don't know if you know that, but Favre's bust is sitting on a shelf directly next to Ron Wolf's. They are one next to each other, Coach.
Yeah, that would be a good conversation, like what Coach Madden said, when the lights go out.
Yes.
I'd like to be there to hear those two talking.
Right, exactly. Coach, before I let you go, it's now time to get to your rap career. Now, can we get you to do a rap video with Lil Dicky? What can I do to make this happen? Is there any chance?
Where's Little Dicky? I mean, is he in studio?
He was in studio back in July. He's Los Angeles based. He would come to Kansas City. All you'd have to do is basically stand next to him, say the words, "The time is yours." That's it. And we can get you doing this thing.
Well, I'm going to let you set that up with Ted Cruz. He's my PR director here.
Okay. Well,
and if he can talk me into it, first of all, if he can talk me into it,
okay,
then we'll do this thing. I'm not very good at this. I'm just kind of an easy guy that likes to coach football. I'm not much of a rapper.
Well, you've never, I guess, I'm sure you said this to your players, how do you know until you've tried, right?
Yeah, I got you, Rich.
Okay.
Got you.
See, but if we protect the Reid image, that you will not be in any way tarnished with your reputation of being a sterling individual and a sterling head coach in the National Football League, I think this is something that the people would want to see, if you don't mind me saying.
No, listen, we get that done and you're 40 times down and we're smoking.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Because you've inspired me, and maybe I'll inspire you to rap. But I will work on it. Okay, Coach?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So and one last thing, can I take this as not a no, but not a yes? Can I take it as that?
Well, like Mooch said, it's somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere in between.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. You take care. Have a great season. We'll chat down the line. Thank you. You bet. There you go. There's Andy Reid.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.